right, today I'm bringing to you a little Tai Chi to the table. I am a yoga instructor and I did take a certification for teaching Tai Chi. I am no by means an expert at Tai Chi, so if you've taken it elsewhere and it's a little bit more complex, it's a little smoother, do know that that person's probably had a lot more training than I have. But I have been using this with some of my personal training clients, and I really am seeing some of the benefits from it. It's just a very mindful movement. It really helps with balance. It helps with stretching. It's similar to the yoga, except for it's done in a standing position. It's a very ancient form of movement. It's Chinese, obviously, and it's based on martial arts. So in a lot of this you'll see where they're protecting themselves, or they're boxing it out, or where they're defending a body part or whatever. This can be done with shoes on or without. The only thing I do ask is that you don't do this in stocking feet on like a hardwood floor, because I don't want you to slip in doing any of these moving, because it's very deliberate kind of movements and you certainly don't want to take a step and keep on going. I do invite you to try to do it barefoot. It gives you a little bit more sensation under your feet. You're able to get the joints in your foot more active, which is something that we all need a little bit more of. But if you feel sturdier with your shoes on, if you feel more comfortable with your shoes on, certainly do whatever is in your comfort zone. In this class, we will talk about our chi. Our chi is our positive energy. Personally, I think of it as kind of like a ray of sunshine. We will do things like push our chi, we will gather chi, we will ground our chi, do different things with it. So when I talk about chi, just think about energy, and if you need to, like I do, create something in your mind that it is, but it's something positive. So as we move, as we think, it's just another way to bring some positivity to your day. This class is going to be short. It's just an introductory. Basically, I'm going to do is just go through what I typically do in a class, the introductory part, and then I'm going to throw in maybe one or two added movements, something a little bit more complex, just so you can see that. Let me know if you enjoy this, if you find value in this, because I certainly can expand on this. One thought I had is to do this and film it outside, where you can kind of get that sensation of a chi class done in a park where birds are chirping, and I have a pretty garden in the back where we can do that. So if you try it and if you enjoy it, just shoot me off a text or an email and say thumbs up. Let's do some more of that, and I can certainly bring more to my library. All right, so that being said, let's just go ahead and take a moment and just bring ourselves to this moment in time, much like I do in a yoga class where we bring ourselves onto our mat. So just take and turn your cell phone into silent. Take yourself into a room or your backyard or your garage or a place where you can just escape for this isn't going to be that long, maybe 20 minutes. So just go ahead and just bring yourself to your breath, to this moment in time. Perhaps you might want to rock on your feet a little bit, wiggle those toes. If you're holding anything in your neck and shoulders, maybe you need to do a couple shoulder rolls. Maybe you need to tip your head side to side. Maybe you need to close your eyes and just center yourself. Maybe you need to look down at the ground. Maybe you'd like to go ahead and turn a little bit of quiet music on. Whatever brings some peace to this movement today. All right, so we're going to begin our practice, and one thing that we can do is we go ahead and we bring this, and then it's almost like the world is unifying, so that right fist goes into the left and press, and then we just glide this underneath, and then we place our hands on our thighs and we bow forward as we begin our practice today. The first thing we're going to do is push our chi. So our right foot is going to be almost perpendicular to that left foot. Your feet want to be fairly wide apart, certainly more than hip width apart. So you're just going to go ahead and push your chi. And when you do, you want to change where your weight is. So we can pull back, and as we pull back, that weight goes on that back foot. And then as you press forward, you're going to press forward. So remember, our chi is that energy, so we're going to pull back and then we push forward. And the movement is very gliding, almost dance-like. So no jerking movements, not a lot of stiffness in those arms. Just go ahead and pull back. So as you can see, I'm bending that front knee and then straightening it back. And for those of you that enjoy adding the breath to the movement, it's exhale as you press and inhale as you come out. For some people, adding that breath, they get so focused on the breath, they start to hyperventilate, and that's not what we're looking for today. So nice inhale and exhale. And then go ahead, we're going to shift to the other way. Inhale and exhale. And your shoulders should be relaxed. And just feel weight transferring from one foot to the other. Next, we're going to move into our bow and arrow. So we're going to come back with that right foot pointed this way. And go ahead and you can take that right arm out. And just like you're pulling a bow and an arrow, you're going to pull back. Again, shifting your weight onto that back foot. And glide it around. And try to keep your arms up. So there is some strength involved, but everything is just gentle. And as you pull back, you can even take and bring your hips so that they face forward, and then they can glide towards the other way. So you'll feel some movement in those hips. And then we're going to go ahead and shift and bring it in and out. And in. Next, we're going to gather our chi. So now go ahead and your feet can face towards your screen. And it's just like you're gathering up everything that's great. Lifting it up and circling it around. And if your shoulders are a little stiff and lifting up, you can just bring your gathering just to shoulder height. Or if you'd really like to get a beautiful stretching through that spine, really raise it up. And go ahead and bend those knees and bring it up and around. As we gather that positive energy. And next we're going to go ahead and ground our chi. So we're going to take as we gather, and now we're going to press it down, ground it down to the earth. Lift up and bring it down. Next, we're going to circle our chi. So you want to take one hand like you're holding on to, I think of like holding on to like a globe, and then the other hand is going to kind of keep that circle there. So you're going to bring it in front of you, and you're just going to circle around. But you want to keep your hands stacked on top of each other. And you can bend your knees if you'd like. Shift that weight from one foot to the other. And this isn't a fast movement. You're just following that ball. And then when we get to the top, you're going to take that top hand, bring it down, the other hand, and then we're going to go ahead in the other direction. And you can try keeping your eyes on that ball in between your hands. And feel that shift in your feet. Next, we're going to move into our hip circles. So you're going to go ahead, and your hand placement can be right here. It can be like that, whichever is more comfortable for you. And again, you're going to have that nice firm, we call it a Ouija stance, and it's nice and firm. It's a little bit more than hip width apart. And we're going to go ahead and you're going to bow forward, and then you're going to lean to your right, lean back, and circle around. Your knees are very soft and just flowing and feeling that hip movement. This is good for those that hold some tightness in your lower back. Just allowing that movement in through the hips and thoracic spine. And then you can certainly go and change your direction in your circle. And lean back whatever's comfortable for you today. Again, it should be a gentle stretch and not a strain into that back. Next, we're going to move into our knee circles. So you're going to place your hands on your knees. Your knees are bent a little bit here. And you're going to go ahead and just circle around. So actually you should feel a lot of movement in those ankles. It's almost like it's more like ankle circles than knee circles, because your knees aren't really making circles, they're kind of bending. And then go ahead and we'll take it around to the other direction. And then we'll go ahead and we'll stand up nice and tall. And next is heaven and earth. So we'll take the right hand and we'll lift it up to the sky as we ground that left hand. And then when we kind of get into our end point, you're going to flip and just bring it up and down. And bring it up and down. Next, I'm going to just show you a couple of things. Chi walking is very good. It's a great way to kind of get those feet and that transition of your weight. So I'm going to stand back here, but what we're going to do, and you can place your hands wherever you like, if you just like it down by your side or on your hips. You're going to go ahead and start with your weight on the heel, and then you're going to transition on lifting up that back heel, but then you're going to settle back, and then you're going to lift that toe box up on the front and just angle it out a little bit as we bring it forward. So then we'll go ahead and take the left foot and bring it, shifting the weight forward, lifting that back heel, take it back, and then go ahead and angle it out a little bit. And go ahead and shift. And maybe you're in a space that doesn't have much room. You can just go ahead and make a circle. Or you can just go ahead and walk it back like I'll do here so you can keep seeing it. But this is just a great way to just really feel that transition of the weight. So step and take it back, angle it out. And I'm going to do one more step. Next, we're going to do what's called parting the horse's mane. So if you think about a big horse tail or their mane going down, almost like you're trying to comb it out. So you're going to go ahead and you step forward, and as you step, you're just going to take those two hands and just separate them out. And we'll come back to start. So your body is nice and tall and lifted, and you step and just part. Almost like you're brushing it out. And try to keep those elbows up if you can. Nice strong shoulders here. And just reach it out. And now we'll go ahead and we'll change direction. So we'll go ahead and lead with the left foot and just bring it out. Now we're going to get a little bit into balance. This is the snake creeps and the pheasant stands. So you have your little beak hand, and we think of this kind of like our snake here, but then actually the snake is going to kind of slither down here. And then I guess the beak is our pheasant, because our pheasant's going to come up. So as you can see, this arm and this leg are both lifted, and the other side is grounding. All right? So this is, and you can see how my hips are here, and then you come down to the ground, and then this is where you have to shift that weight, and then bring that pheasant stand. And perhaps you're not real flexible in through here. You can't get real down, real low, but that's okay. Just bring it even just to your knee level, but then it's all about bending and transitioning that weight and bringing it up like that. Let's do it one more time. I promised I wasn't going to make this too long. But this is kind of a fun one to practice to really get that balance in. And you'll find each side is a little different. So whereas I say that, we're going to switch to the other side. And so you're going to go ahead and bring that snake down, and then that pheasant's going to come up like that on this side. So bring your little beak hand. Remember, you want your legs a little bit further than hip width, and pop that hip down and transition that weight. Let's do one more time. Take it down and lift it up. So that's a fun one to kind of practice during the day. And then I'm going to do, this one is kick, punch, box. This is a definite balance challenge for this one. So you're going to go ahead and you kind of lift up. You're going to kick. And then you're going to, almost like you're breaking a board on your leg like a karate move. And then, okay. So it's lift it up, kick it out, crash it on your leg, and then punch. So kick. I guess this is the punch part, and then this is the box. Let's do that one more time. So we're going to lift that right knee up. You're going to kick it out. You're going to punch it and then box it. Okay, and let's do that on the other side. So it's up, kick, punch, and box. And it's up. It's a kick, punch, and box. We'll do it 2 more times. So go ahead, bring it up, kick it out, box it, and punch it. And bring it up, kick it out, punch it, just going to end this with waving our hands like clouds. So here are our hands like clouds, and just sway side to side. And let your trunk just be graceful and just moving side to side. And some nice breaths here. Great job. And we'll just close our practice as we started it, kind of putting the world together with the universe, and bring it down and bring it down. And we'll place our hands on our thighs as we bow with respect to each other. Great. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if it's a thumbs up, and I'll bring more your way. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.